Hey, what's going on? My reefing fan March here, Fragbox TV, and today I'm going to talk to you about my favorite ATO, my favorite auto top off. All right. How's it going, reefing fam? Quick video today. This is my favorite by far when it comes to auto top off. So what is an auto top off if you don't have one for your tank? Basically, every day with an aquarium, at least if it's an open top aquarium, water is going to evaporate, and then you need to replenish that with some fresh water in order to keep your salinity in check. So in our store here, we aim for 1.025 specific gravity for all of our systems. Oh, sidetrack, sorry. Let me just show you this really quick. We finally got the invert system basically up and running, minus a few compartments, but it's looking really good and organized and lots of fun, cool shrimp and stuff like that. And it's no coincidence, actually, we're running the same ATO on this system, the Tunze. We're running it on that system, that one, this one, not the little ones, but this one as well. So auto top off, very important for a saltwater tank. If you don't have one, you can do it by hand, and you just basically manually add fresh water to the tank every day to compensate. But it's a huge pain in the ass, and it's probably one of the best investments you can make in a saltwater tank in terms of automation, just because it's gonna add it slowly throughout the day as it's needed. So this pump that comes with it probably turns on, I don't know, 20 times a day. As soon as it senses that water is needed, it's going to kick on and then add fresh water back to the system. The only thing it doesn't come with is a reservoir, so you need something to hold the water in. If you don't have one, and you know that if you're adding it every day, or you should be at least adding it every day, maybe every other day, depends on your tank and the relative humidity, you're adding a surge or a flush of a bunch of fresh water, and you can stress some things out in the tank. So by using a device like this, you add it slowly and you're not shocking the system. So it comes with the pump, with the sensor. Why it's my favorite, I've been using this thing for probably since I started, 10, 12 something years. They're super reliable. They're not cheap. So up here in Canada, they run 270 bucks. I think they're about 200 in the States, but it's coming from a great brand. They're made in Germany. They've been making them forever, and they're really reliable. So when it comes to auto top off, reliability for me is most important. If, let's say, you're away or you're on vacation, you want to know that this thing is coming on all the time so that you can be on the beach with your pina colada and you don't have to worry. And the pump is good, it's reliable. The parts are relatively inexpensive if you do ever have to change them. The only time I ever see people having to change the pump is if they let it run dry. So like I said, you need a reservoir, and if it gets too low and runs dry, you can burn out the pump. But the unit itself and the sensor, very reliable. This is what we're using in this tank as a reservoir. Oh, sorry, other way. It's just like a little 5-gallon jug with a pump in there. Anything will work, really. You just need something to hold fresh water. This is nice because you can hide it out of the way. On these systems, we have them in the basement. So there's a large, like I think it's an 80-gallon freshwater reservoir that basically supplies all of the store. And then we have just a ton of the pumps from this Tunze thing feeding out of that one reservoir. I feel like I'm using the word reservoir a lot. Some other honorable mentions, I really like the Neptune ATK, their auto top off kit, and you don't need the Neptune system in order to run it. They're on their V2, so V1, the first version that came out, we did quite a few warranties on them, but it's much improved upon, and you don't need the Neptune system. This is one of their standalone products, so you can buy it just on their own. Their pump looks almost identical actually to the Tunze, and one nice other feature, you do get a float switch, but it's very bulky, like it's a big unit. You're not going to fit it in the back of a smaller tank. So this is designed more for sumps. Same with this one. If you have a sump, you could squeeze this into the back of here if you wanted to, but it is quite a tight fit. And the reason why I really like it is the redundancy. So it's working off a laser level to watch your evaporating water line. If this fails for some reason, it has a safety. So water would go up. Let's say it's pumping too much, and this safety will turn off the pump so that you're never going to end up with water on the floor. It has an audible alarm, so you can hear it. It starts yelling at you. And then this is also designed only to stay on for 5 or 10 minutes. I think there's a little adjustment on the inside. So that way, in the worst scenario, let's say this were to fail, your laser sensor, your backup would fail, well, then the pump could only stay on for 5 minutes. So it doesn't push water very fast. You'd only end up with 5 minutes worth of water in your tank. So you wouldn't have a catastrophic sort of failure. If you have ever had a failure of an ATO, maybe comment below so other people can hear your thoughts. And if you're using this one, if you have any experience with it, shout it out. If you look at the reviews on sites that sell it, like our site, that we do sell it, but on our site we don't have a review function. If you check out some of the other ones, it's usually rated one of the top and one of the best, and it's because it's been around for so long, and it's just a really trusted brand and good all-around product, and it's the one that we trust here in the store, like I said, to run all of our tanks. They make a smaller version called the Nano, which is a 3152 is the model number, and it's missing the optical sensor, it's missing the redundancy. So I think this is definitely worth a little bit extra. I'm gonna do another video on the best ATO, or my favorite ATO for smaller tanks. That's what we're running. We're not running this one on this tank because it's just too small, but I'll show you in the next video what we're running on that. But I think that's it for today's video. And if you guys got any questions, please, you can always feel free to hit us up. We do try to respond to every single email we get. But that's about it for today's episode. Thank you for watching this one of Fragbox TV.